So get comfortable, get set up into a seated or laying position. Use any props that you might need, maybe something to sit on for the hips, maybe something underneath of the knees or for the head as you're laying down. And once you settle in, get comfortable, take a moment to kind of soften and relax some tension you may be feeling in the body. And then begin to close your eyes to the room. As you close your eyes to the room, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And see if you can start to let go of the distractions, the stories and the thoughts that are happening. It's not always easy, but we practice it. So each time your mind just kind of wanders off, see if you can just draw it right back in, redirecting it. And to help you stay focused on the body, allow yourself to just check in. So notice the foundation of your body right now. If you're laying down, lengthen the spine, a slight tucking of the chin, maybe even a slight tilt through the pelvic, feeling that spine lengthening down, but lengthening out. If you're sitting down, you're going to feel the legs and the sitting bones pressing down as the spine starts to lengthen up towards the ceiling. And no matter what position you chose, let go of tension in the face, softening the forehead, letting the eyes slow. Allowing your jaw to really relax. So there's some space between that top and bottom row of teeth. Allowing the tongue to relax between the teeth. And letting the shoulders soften and relax down and away from the ears. The hands and the feet, soften them so they're not gripping or tightening. And start to connect with your breath. Trying not to control it, trying not to change it, but just simply noticing, being aware, and connecting to that in-breath and that out-breath. Now begin to deepen and lengthen your breath. And as you do, draw that breath down into the deepest part of your belly. Don't just let it settle in the chest. And then allow it to swirl around and come all the way out. And just continue to follow the breath. At the end of your next breath, create a little bit of core engagement, just drawing that navel back towards the spine. As you create a little bit of engagement here, this is the little bit of effort that you hold on to besides lengthening the spine. Keep the shoulders, jaw relaxed, hands and feet softened, and come back to that deep breath. And just notice what's changed, what's happening as you have this little bit of engagement in place. Does the back feel a little stronger? Is the mind a little more easy to stay focused on the body and not wander? One more deep breath, and then bring the hands into a prayer. The palms coming together, thumb creases finding the chest. Soften the jaw and the shoulders. Take another deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. And just begin to set your intention for today's practice. Finding a word or a phrase that calls to you. Do not feel rushed, but once you have set that intention, seal it within your heart space so it can be with you through your practice. Maybe just repeating it back to yourself. And when you're ready, just release those hands and open the eyes. Good. Then when you're ready, just come into a laying position. If you're there already, just make sure you have a little bit of room. So move any props that might be in your way. And first start by drawing the knees bent so the feet are on the mat. Walk the feet wide so they come to the long edges, maybe a little bit shorter, maybe a little bit wider, but you just want to open the hips slightly. Then lengthen out the arms so they come out into a T-like position, creating a straight line from the fingers into the shoulders, from the shoulders out through the fingers. Tuck the chin, feel the shoulders grounding down and away from the ears. Spread and lift those toes, and then release the toes back down. Create a little bit of core engagement if you lost it. You might even feel a slight tilt through the pelvic. That's okay. Deep breath in and exhale, knees to the right. Look and gaze over to the left. If it's too much for the neck or the head, that's okay. Stay at center. Take a deep breath, then gently come back to center with knees and head. Realign, readjust. So tuck the chin, soften shoulders, spread those toes, feel the grounding of the feet, a little bit of core. Then exhale, knees to the left, gaze over to the right. Again, take a deep breath. As you take a deep breath, come back to center. Realign, readjust, re-engage. And just begin to flow through these movements, going side to side. Breathing deep, checking in, realigning, re-engaging. Good. Give yourself a few more rounds. Next time those knees come to the right, pause, but don't pause the breathing. Continue to breathe deep. Then inhale, come back up to center. Once you come back to center, take a deep breath, and then gently come to the opposite direction. Come into stillness on the left side. Be here for a few deep breaths, just like you were on the other side. And for anyone that was watching, it was just a spider. Good, come back to center. Walk the feet closer together, the knees in, wrap the arms around, give yourself a little hug. You can lift the head up, but then release the head. Good, and give yourself a little rock side to side. Notice how it feels after being in windshield wipes, how the back's feeling, the hips, the legs, all of it. Good. Come back to center, coming to stillness. Tuck the chin in a little bit. Take a deep breath here. You want to lift the head up one more time, that's okay, but then release the head back down. Wrap one ankle over to either rock yourself up or roll to one side to come on up. As you come up, come into a seated posture. In that seated posture, if you need anything for underneath of the hips, please allow it. But then see if you can walk the feet together so that the soles touch and the knees come out to the sides. Move those sitting bones if you need to. Lengthen the spine gently back up. Then reach the arms up and overhead. Soften those shoulders down. Spread the hands for grounding and engagement. And then exhale, slowly come forward. Don't hold the arms up. Let those hands come to the floor. Let the head relax down, tucking the chin in slightly. Good, then gently walk the hands up so they come towards the legs so the spine lengthens. Good. Now this time, instead of lengthening the arms up, take your hands and draw them behind the head. You might even interlace those hands. So they kind of mimic the knees right now. Good. So move those sitting bones if you need to. Adjust those legs if you need to. Engage the core. Exhale. Draw the elbows in, tucking the chin. As you tuck the chin, start to draw the body down into a forward fold. Maybe your elbows come to your feet, to the floor. Maybe they don't. But just come into a place where you're stretching the neck, you're breathing deep. Then inhale, slowly come up. As you do, the elbows start to also come back out. Good. Use your core. Keep lifting. Now pull those elbows back a little bit, and you might gaze up just a little. You'll feel the shoulders coming together. Good. Exhale, tuck the chin. Let those elbows come close together. You're going to feel a little tightening maybe around the head, tucking the chin. Once the chin tucks, slowly come down into a fold. Maybe let the elbows come to the legs or the floor if they can. And breathe deep. Keep stretching. Inhale, slowly use your core, lift back up. Open the elbows back out. As the spine lengthens and lifts, take a moment before you move. Draw the elbows back, maybe the head comes up, feel the shoulders working together. Good. Last movement, coming back to center. Kind of let those elbows come together, tucking the chin. Once the chin is tucked, then come into your fold. Breathe deep. Two more deep breaths. Then slowly come back up. When you come back to center, take a moment. The elbows open back up. Use your core, lengthen the spine, draw those elbows back. Feel the shoulders coming together. The head may lift up a little bit. Ground down those hips still. Don't let them feel like they need to pop up. Breathe deep. Two more deep breaths. Good. On the end of that breath, come back, release the arms, and draw the legs together. Give yourself a little hug. Your arms can come underneath or on top. Just release. Feel the shoulders kind of give them a little shrug while you're here. You might feel like, ooh, I feel some sensations. Breathe. Good. Gently come back up. All right, come to hands and knees, the easiest way for you. If those knees are being sensitive today, especially because it's rainy, please double up on the mat for some extra padding or use a blanket. But it's wrists under shoulders and knees under hips. Okay, we're just going to do a quick little cat and cow, so settle in. Spread the hands, ground the tops of the feet into the mat. Deep breath in. Use your core, engage it. Tuck the chin, round the spine, push the hands away from the mat. Now draw your toes together. Let the knees come wide. Slowly draw the hips down toward your heel. Let the head release. Don't hold the shoulders up. Don't hold the head up. Don't hold the hands up. Just soften into your child's pose the best you can. Inhale, come back up to hands and knees. Draw your knees back underneath of your hips, wrists back underneath the shoulders, spread those hands, use your core. Now curl your toes onto the mat. Shift the weight back a little bit, then hover the knees, then lift into your downward dog. Give yourself distance from hands and feet if you need to, and pedal out those heels for a little release, a little movement through those legs. You're going to feel that tailbone lifting up as those heels are trying to ground down. The shoulders come away from the ears, but the head's kind of in line with those arms, so they're not overextending or underextending or hyperextending. Good. Draw the knees gently back down onto the mat. Uncurl the toes. Find your alignment. Tuck the chin, round the spine. Knees wide. Go back into that child's pose again. Soften the shoulders. Relax the head. Relax the arms. Roll out those wrists if you need to. Come back up to hands and knees. Find your foundation once again. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Spread the hands. Find your core. Draw the shoulders together a little bit here. Curl the toes. Come back into downward dog. Pedal out those heels for a little movement. Feel the tailbone lengthening up, heels grounding down. Good. Draw those knees back down onto the mat. Uncurl the toes. Find your alignment. Tuck the chin, round the spine. Draw the knees wide. Go back into a child's pose. So we're just doing cat and cow, adding in child's pose and downward dog. Good. Come back up to hands and knees back underneath of hips, wrists back underneath the shoulders. Use your core. Draw the shoulders together onto the back. Curl the toes, shift the weight back a little bit, then lift into your down dog as you hover the knees up. Give yourself distance. Pedal out those heels. Last time. Good. Then hop or walk it forward. Just let the feet and the hands meet. And maybe they meet in the middle and you just got to walk it up to the front of the mat. In your forward fold, give your neck a little release, a little yes and no. Maybe shoulder shrug, little bend in the knees. And then just look down at the feet. Make sure they're underneath of the hips. They're parallel with each other and parallel with the mat. Begin to spread and lift the toes so you can feel your balance on the outsides of the feet, the insides of the feet, even back and forward. Find that balance in the middle. Start to bend your knees. As you do, sink your hips down and back. Let the chest start to peel off the thighs as the arms come up to frame the ears. Engage those thighs, but not to touch. Engage the core, so you're flattening that lumbar and creating engagement. Come on up to stand as the arms come to frame. Good. Take a deep breath. Reach those arms back up and overhead. And then exhale, fold back into those legs. Good. As you fold back into those legs, start to walk the feet wide. As the feet come wide, keep the heels in to start to draw the toes out, kind of 10 to 2. Then bend your knees so the hands start to come flat down onto the mat. Start to sink your hips down and back, coming into a yoga squat. Your hands can stay down on the mat and use your arms to help open up the hips a little bit, or you can draw the hands into prayer. Use your core here. Try to come onto the outer edges of the feet, not just the insides. Breathe deep. Draw the hands gently down. Lift the hips gently back up. Take a moment and then walk those feet heel toe. Draw them back underneath. Parallel with each other and underneath of the hips. Shrug out the shoulders, a little neck release. Good. Bend your knees. Sink the hips down and back, chest peeling off, arms come up to frame those ears. Engage the core, engage those thighs. Then come on up to stand as arms come into prayer. Good. From prayer, reach those arms back up and overhead. Then exhale, fold back into your legs. Good. Walk it wide again. Get ready for your yoga squat. Heels in, toes out. Bend, the hands flatten. Start to slowly draw those hips down. Use your hands to maybe open up the hips, those arms, or you can draw the hands into prayer. Keep drawing the core in and keep coming out to the outer edges of the feet, the pinky and heel side. Good. Hands down. Slowly lift the hips back up. Heel toe, walk those feet back underneath of the hips. Soften out shoulders, relax the neck. Good. Come back into chair, bending those knees, sinking the hips down and back, chest peeling up, arms to frame, use your core. And come on up to stand as arms come into prayer. All right, reach those arms back up and overhead. and fold back into your legs. Good. Walk those feet wide. Last little yoga squat. Feet out, heels in. Slowly bend, come on down. Hands in prayer if it's there for you. Keep grounding to the outer edges of the feet. Keep drawing that core in and breathe deep. Draw the shoulders down. One more deep breath. Then the hands come back down. Start to lift the hips back up and heel toe walk those feet back underneath. Okay. Bend your knees, sink your hips down and back, chest peeling up, arms to frame. Use your core. Come on up to stand, arms in prayer. Good, then draw hands on the hips and take a quarter turn on your mat. Doesn't matter whatever long edge you want to be on. Then take the feet wide, but make sure that they're parallel, so they're pointing towards that long edge. Good. Now slowly start to hinge, coming forward, and then release as the spine rounds. Let those arms come down. Now notice as you come down, you might go, okay, I kind of want to bring my legs maybe a little bit further away. That's okay, but just make sure that they're still parallel for now. Start to walk your hands over to the right foot. As you do, keep the heel in, but rotate so the toes point towards the short edge of the mat. Keep pushing into the outer edge of that opposite foot, that left leg. And as you walk in, just like when that yoga squat, you might use the arm to kind of help open the hip, drawing it in by the foot. Good. Breathe deep. Bend that knee if it's not. Good. Then slowly walk it back to center. Draw the heel or the foot back so that it's parallel. Once you get here, come up to a nice flat back, either hands on legs or hands on the fingertips, drawing the shoulders together. Then gently release and round. Walk the hands back so you get a nice release into those shoulders. Good, then come back to center. Keep grounding down into both feet, pushing into the outer edges. Then start to walk it over to the left. Rotate the toes to point towards that short edge. Bend the knees, keep pushing into that right outer edge, the pinky of the heel. You can use that left hand and arm to kind of open up the hip by pushing it into the leg. Good, and walk it back to center. Foot comes back to center. They're parallel, and then come up to a flat back. Release, round, walk the hands behind. Around that spine, release and breathe. Good, walk it back. Now start to walk it over to the right. Those toes point toward the right, to the right. Walk the hand over to that side. Keep pushing into that outer edge of that left foot. Now this time we're gonna open up just a little bit. So keep the right arm kind of down and into that leg to help start to rotate and open with that left arm. Keep pushing into that leg, then gently release, drawing the hand back down, walk it back to center, the foot back to center. Flat back, and then round. Good, come back to center, walk it over to the left foot. Left hand can come in. If you want to stay down, stay down. If you want to rotate, begin to slowly rotate, but keep pushing into that opposite foot. Good, rotate that arm down. Walk it back to center, feet parallel again. Flat back. Then round. Come back to center and start to do this going side to side. If you get lost, you can always pause back at center. Just check in, keep using the core, keep grounding into the feet, and keep relaxing the jaw and the shoulders. Let the breath guide you. Do not feel rushed, but the very next time you come over to your right, come into a place of stillness. Hands can stay down if that's easier for you. You can also rotate by lengthening that arm. Keep pushing into the outer edge of the foot. Keep drawing the core in, the shoulders away, and relax the jaw. Gaze can be down to the side or even up towards that arm, reaching towards the ceiling. Two more deep breaths. And gently come back to center. Slowly coming out, feet parallel, come up to a flat back. Stay here for 2 deep breaths. Then round and stay there for 2 deep breaths, walking the hands back. And when you're done and ready, come over to the left foot. Come into a place of stillness. Again, pushing into the outer edge of that right foot. Trying not to grip the toes or the hands. Lengthening, softening shoulders. Relax the jaw. And again, the gaze can be up to the side or down, but keep trying to draw that core gently in. Two more deep breaths. Good, and then come back to center. Give yourself a quick flat back and a quick round. Then come back to center. Now draw the heels in, or keep the heels in, but draw the toes out. Bend your knees a little bit, hands on hips, and come on up to stand. Good. So you might have to shorten your stance just a little bit here, and that's okay. But what you're going to do is hands on hips, bend the knees a few times. But check in. As you bend, can you see your big toe? If you can't, shift forward a little bit, pull those hips back. Check in too, make sure your knee is creating this 90-degree angle with the ankle and not going past it. So if it is, a little more distance. Good. Breathe deep. Good, and just like before, push to the outer edges of the feet. Good. All right. Bend those knees, arms out into goddess. So they're kind of mimicking those legs. Good, then lengthen, draw the arms down. Good, bend those elbows. Good. Slowly lengthen those arms. One more time, bend those elbows. Now you can stay here if you would like. Maybe you want to go a little bit further and draw the arms onto those legs to help open up those thighs. But breathe. Keep using the core. Don't let the hips sink down. Keep it up, keep it up. Good. 2 more breaths. You got it. And release. Good. Heel toe, walk it in, walk it in. Wiggle those legs out. Turn back to the front of the mat and walk it up. Make sure you have room behind you. Reach those arms up and overhead and fold into those legs. Look down and make sure that your feet are parallel with each other and underneath the hips. Good. Start to shift your weight over to the left. As you do, draw the right leg back behind you. Good. So you're in a high lunge. Slowly draw the knee down. Uncurl the toe, but lengthen the leg back so you have some nice distance and you don't feel like you're right on top of that kneecap. Good. Now take your left hand, draw it in to the inner side of that left foot, and walk your left foot over to the edge, or at least closer. Then what you're going to do, and I'll make sure that you can see me, is as it walks over, you're going to start to open the hip by just coming to that outer edge. We've been working with that outer edge of the foot. Good. Then slowly rotate that knee back in. That hip back in. Slowly open. Good. Slowly draw it in. Good. A few more times. Good. Draw it back in. One more time. As you open, pause. Breathe deep. Maybe draw that back leg back a little bit further so you can sink down a little bit deeper and opening that hip. If it feels good to you, you can come down onto forearms. If it feels good to stay here, but try to draw the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe you can come down even further away from the forearms. So it's entirely up to where you feel comfortable. And breathe deep. All right, slowly come up. Draw that knee back in for a moment. Notice how that feels. Breathe. Good. Now open that hip one more time. Right hand in, coming in just a little bit. Start to draw that left arm up. Good. You might be like, ooh, I can open that hip a little bit deeper. Draw that left arm down. Draw that left knee back in. Good. Now if you want to release the leg, you can come back just a little bit to lengthen. Then come back, bend the knee, open that hip, and rotate. Drawing that right arm in, left arm up. Breathe. Notice how that feels. Draw the hand down, draw the knee in. And if you want to lengthen, you can lengthen back a little bit. Good. Then come back. Open up that hip. Last time. Walk that right hand in if you need to. Open that left arm so that you kind of go deeper through the hip. Breathe deep. Good. Hand back down. Slowly draw the knee back in. Now walk the foot over. And then you're going to walk it past. You're going to keep going. You're going to keep going until you come into pigeon. That foot is going to come over to the right side as the knee is closer to the left wrist. Try not to sink all the way down onto that left hip. Keep it lifted. Lengthen out that back leg if you need to. Lift up. Draw the shoulders away. Breathe. Good. Starting to feel good. If you want to release a little bit, come down on the forearms. Breathe deep. Draw the shoulders away. Keep lifting through that left hip, so maybe drawing the right hip down a little bit to help. Now if you're feeling even better and you feel good to come down, come all the way down. Stay in whatever position feels best for you though. Good, slowly come up onto hands. Good. All right, walk the right hand in a little bit. Draw your left arm out and start to just reach it up. You might feel a nice little stretch into that like SI joint area, and then draw the hand back down. Good. 2 more times. Reach the arm up. Good. Draw the hand back down. One last time. Reach that arm kind of up and back. Breathe. One more deep breath. Good. Then the hand down. Now, if you did draw anything underneath that left hip, move it. Draw it down. Rotate that left leg around. Maybe it comes here to the front of the knee. Maybe it come onto the outer edge. Whatever feels best. Good. Then left arm comes around the right leg. Bring that arm back and feel that stretch. You're going to be like, oh yeah. Good. Then release. If you want that counter stretch, do it. Then come back. Release those pretzel legs and wiggle them out. Good. Notice how it feels. All right. Come to hands and knees. From hands and knees, curl those toes, use your core, lift into your down dog. Pedal out those heels and kind of notice how your hips and how your body's feeling. You might be like, ooh, I feel a little more flexible. Or, ooh, I've kind of noticed more sensations through my body. Good, then hop or walk it forward so you come into your forward fold. Walk it to the front of your mat. Shift your weight to the right, draw the left leg now back behind you into a lunge. As you start in lunge, draw that back knee down. Lengthen out that leg though so you have some nice distance here. Good. Right hand starts to come in. Walk the right foot over to the edge. Good. Engage the core. Keep drawing it in. Start to come onto the outer edge of that right foot, the pinky and the heel. Opening up that hip, opening up the leg. Good. Then gently draw it back in. Good. Gently open. Gently draw it back in. Good. Do that a few more times. You might notice this side feels different. Just become aware of that. Keep drawing the shoulders away. Keep relaxing the jaw. Good. One more time, open. Stay here if you feel good. Breathe deep. If you want to go a little deeper, you can go down onto forearms. If you have a little more flexibility, you can come all the way down. But listen to your body and stay where you feel comfortable. Good. 2 more deep breaths. Slowly come back up to hands. If you're not there already, then slowly draw the foot back so the knees back in line. Good. Now we're just going to work through a different movement, just like we did on the other side. So when you're ready, open up that knee, draw the left arm in, reach that right arm up. Good. Then draw the hand down, draw the knee in, walk it back if you need a little stretch, a little release through that leg. Good, and walk it forward. Open the hip, open that arm. Good, use your core, keep working it. Draw the hand down, walk the knee back in, walk back a little bit to lengthen out the leg if that feels good. Good. Come back, open up the hip, open up, and breathe. Stay here for a few breaths. Good, one more. Hand down, walk the knee in, then walk the foot, walk the foot, walk the foot all the way over the left side until the knee can come down. Now you're in pigeon. So the knee is near the right wrist, the foot is kind of over to the left side. Walk that back foot back or walk that back leg back a little bit if you need to so you're not on that kneecap. Keep this hip lifted so that the hips are equal, or draw something underneath. Stay up for a moment, soften shoulders, and breathe deep. Good, slowly come down to forearms if you feel good. Keep drawing the shoulders away. Keep breathing deep, drawing in the core. Maybe try to sink that left hip down so you're not sinking onto the right hip. If you feel really good, come all the way down. Slowly come back up. Once you're back on hands, keep lifting and lengthening. Walk the left hand in just a little bit. Right arm comes out, and then lift it up. Good. Slowly draw the hand back down. Breathe. Draw that arm back up. Good. Draw the hand back down. Last time, when you're ready, reach that arm up. Breathe deep. Keep using the core. 2 more deep breaths. And as the hand comes down, move anything that might be underneath that right hip. Slowly come down so you can rotate and try to swing that left leg all the way around. Maybe it's in front of the knee. Maybe it comes to the outer edge. Good. Your right arm comes around, left arm behind. Give yourself that little twist. Breathe deep, soften shoulders. Come back to center. You want that counter twist, give yourself that. Then lengthen and release that twist, that little twist in the legs. Give them a little wiggle, 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 wiggle. All right. Come back to hands and knees. From hands and knees, draw the knees wide. Tuck the chin around the spine. Go back into a wide leg child's pose. Breathe deep. Come back up to hands and knees. Draw knees back underneath the hips. And take a quarter turn to the long edge of your mat. Good. Just so that you have enough padding for the feet. Start to walk your knees wide. Then draw the ankles in line with those knees. So make sure you can see. Then walk the knees a little bit wider. Ankles in line with those knees. The feet start to rotate out. So you start to look like a frog, which is exactly the pose we're going into. Now if you're like, I feel comfortable here, stay here. If you can go a little bit deeper, go a little bit deeper. Then come down to forearms when you feel comfortable. Keep drawing the shoulders back. If you're someone who has extra flexibility here, maybe come all the way down. Breathe deep, keep drawing the core in. Try to keep those ankles in line with the knees. Slowly lift back up onto hands if you came down, onto forearms or onto the ground. Then slowly, ankles in, then one knee in at a time. Then an ankle in, knee in at a time. Good, just a slow rotation back in. Good. All right, tuck the chin, round the spine, go back into a normal child's pose. You might be like, ooh, my hips feel so different. Release and relax when you get here. Good, come back up to hands and knees. Walk the hands forward a little bit. Walk the knees wide. Ankles in line with knees. Knees wide. Ankles in line with knees. Knees wide until you get to that space where you feel comfortable and those hips are open. You can stay onto forearms if that's good. Or if you're feeling like you can go a little deeper, come all the way down. Keep drawing the core in to protect the low back and breathe deep. Activate those feet. Relax the neck. Good, come back up to hands, forearms, hands, slowly, ankle in, knee in, ankle in, knee in. Slowly, 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 rotate back to the mat. So you're back on your normal way. Go back into a normal child's pose. You might be like, ooh, my hips feel so different. So just notice each time how it feels. Good. Inhale, come back up to hands and knees. Good. From hands and knees, walk the hands forward a little bit. Bend those elbows, slowly lower down onto the mat and lengthen those legs. All right, gaze to the right. Keep that right hand in by the chest. Draw your left arm out of T. Breathe deep here. Start to bend your right knee. Lift the foot up towards the ceiling. The thigh comes off the mat. Rotate, twist. Let that foot come to the floor. Breathe deep. Slowly rotate back. Make any adjustments you might need. If you want to lengthen the leg, you can, but keep the top half the body exactly where it was. Then bend that right knee, lift the foot up, rotate, letting that foot come over to the left side. Open up the hips so the knee comes up towards the ceiling, foot flat on the mat, flat on the floor. Rotate one last time. Good, release. All right, do it again. Bend, lift, rotate, foot on the floor. Breathe deep, open that hip. And this arm that's by the face can reach up towards the ceiling, trying to draw those shoulders together. Keep drawing the core in and keep breathing deep here. One more, hand on the mat. Slowly rotate over. Lengthen the leg. Switch the gaze and switch the hand. Left hand it now by the chest. Right arm out, gazing to that left. Bend the left knee. Activate the foot. Lift the foot up so the thigh comes off the mat. Rotate so that foot comes over to the right side. Allow the foot to come onto the floor and the thigh to engage so the knee lifts or points up towards the ceiling. Good. Use your core. Rotate back. Make any adjustments you might need. Breathe deep. Use your core. Bend the knee. Activate that foot. Lift the foot up. Rotate. Let the foot come onto the floor of the mat. Let that knee lift up so it's towards the ceiling. Use your core. Breathe deep. Good. Rotate one last time. Make those adjustments you need. And when you're ready, bend the knee, activate the foot, lift the foot so it starts to rotate. Come into a place where the hip is open, the foot is flat, and reach that arm up towards the ceiling, drawing those shoulders together. Breathe deep. One more deep breath. Then draw the hand to the mat. Slowly rotate back. Good. Inhale. Slowly lift the body back up to hands and knees. From hands and knees, slowly come onto your seat to a seated posture. From your seated posture, if you would like to use your core to come down, you can do so by lengthening the legs, using the arms in front, use your core to slowly release, or just use your arms down to slowly to lower. Once you lower on the mat, give yourself a little room, a little space. Allow yourself to set up for windshield wipes. Arms out at T. Feet wide, knees bent. Tuck the chin, draw the core down. Spread the hands, but don't grip the hands. Soften the shoulders, but ground them down. Deep breath in, and then exhale, knees to the right, gaze to the left. Then inhale back to center. Opposite direction, knees to the left, gaze to the right. Good, come back to center, opposite direction. Good, come back to center and opposite direction. Good, come back to center. Now walk the feet closer together. Draw the right knee in, give yourself a little squeeze, a little hug. Good, then draw that right ankle onto the left thigh. Draw the left thigh in, wrap the arms around that left thigh. The right hand comes in between that little space. Activate the feet as though you're pressing against a wall. Draw the ankle in line with the knee if you can, with both legs. Inhale, reach that left leg up, lengthening the leg. You might even feel the arms getting a stretch here. Keep drawing that right hip forward a little bit. Good, then bend the knee, but don't let the ankle go past that knee the best you can. Then inhale, lengthen and lift, engage the thighs, engage the feet, gently bend the knee. Good, do this a few times. You're just gonna lengthen, Open that right hip as you do, and then gently bend the knee. Keep breathing deep. Okay. One more time and pause. If you want to lift the head up with the leg, you can, but you do not have to. Keep engaging the feet. Keep actively opening that right hip. One more breath. Bend the knee. Release the head. Draw the arms out at T. Draw the left foot onto the mat, but keep the right leg where it is for a moment. You're going to walk the left foot a little bit to the center and then cross that right leg completely over so that the crease is over the thigh. Now draw the knees in. Activate the feet. Good. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Right arm on top of the left. Hug the body. The arms may have to tuck underneath of the body a little bit, and that's okay. Draw the shoulders away from your ears. Tuck the chin in a little bit and breathe deep. Reach the arms up, back out at T. Left foot comes down. Then we're going to come out of it just a little different. Start to walk your your left foot forward a little bit until the legs lengthen on the mat. You're going to feel the legs cross at the ankles when you do, and that's okay. Activate that left foot so you feel a stretch, and then uncross the legs. Good. Wiggle out those legs, they need a little release. Bend the knees, feet back on the mat. Left knee now draws in, wrap the arms around, give yourself a little squeeze. Good. Then ankle onto the right thigh. Draw the right thigh in, wrap the arms around. The left arm comes in between that little opening. Check in. Make sure the ankles and knees are in line with each other and the feet are engaged. Tuck the chin a little bit, soften the shoulders. Lengthen that right leg up and activate that left knee by drawing that knee forward. Good. Bend the knee. Try not to let it go past, or that ankle to go past the knee. Good. Then lift and lengthen. So you did this on the other side. Just begin to explore. Notice what you're feeling. Notice what's happening. Keep actively opening that left hip by drawing the knee forward. Good. One more time when you lift, pause. You can lift the head up if you would like, but you do not have to. Keep actively opening up that left hip and engaging the feet and lengthening the leg. One more deep breath. Bend the knee, release the head, release the arms, bring them out of T. Right foot down onto the mat, and then cross the leg completely of that left leg. You might have to walk that right foot into the center a little bit. Then draw the knees in towards the chest, engage the feet. Arms reach back up towards the ceiling. Now left arm on top, hug the body. You might have to kind of come underneath the shoulders or the body a little bit, and that's okay. But draw the shoulders away from the ears. Tuck the chin in a little bit and breathe deep. Good. Release the arms and draw them back out at T. Allow your right foot to come to the mat. And then heel toe, walk it forward until the legs lengthen onto the mat. The ankles cross. Once the ankles cross, engage that right foot. Feel that stretch. And then uncross the legs. Good. Wiggle them out. Any little movements that you would like to explore before Shavasana, give yourself that time. It could be anything we've done in class, anything that you just need. But when you're ready for Shavasana, if you have an eye pillow, allow yourself to have the eye pillow. If you need a blanket, grab yourself a blanket. If you need a pillow or a bolster for underneath of the knees, allow yourself to grab that. And once you're ready for Shavasana, just really relax. Let the body soften completely. Arms maybe out by the sides, maybe a little bit away from the body. Allow the feet to be a little bit away from each other. Allow your palms to face up. And we're just going to do a quick muscle relaxation. So deep breath in, deep breath out. On your next deep breath in, squeeze and tighten all of your muscles except the jaw. So tighten, squeeze, 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 and let go and release. And put a little smile on your face. Have those pearly whites show. Good, do it again. Deep breath in, squeeze and tighten, but not the jaw. Squeeze, 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 tighten, 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 and let go. And smile once again. All right, last time. This time you're gonna go a little bit deeper. So squeeze and tighten, but also bring up stress, bring up tension, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, and release. Let it go through a deep sigh and smile. Good. Now just come into a place where you can really be relaxed. Enjoy your Shavasana. Begin to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, wrists and ankles, the knees and the elbows. Start to stretch the body out. Before opening the eyes, first roll over onto one side. Take a few deep breaths here. Notice how you're feeling. And then bring yourself up to a seated posture. And allow the hands to come into prayer. And you can open the eyes back to the room. I thank you for allowing yourself this time, letting me guide you. I hope that you have a wonderful day. The light in me sees that same light in you. And in sharing that, it connects us. It makes us one. Namaste.